passes by. Yeah, I mean, very technical.
Very technical. You're talking about
Like the key cards and
right.
everything. And, I mean, I can't say 5 minutes later you remember what I read. Before.
You could make it a like general summary in your mind. Because the Menoida,
Yeah, yeah.
the Menoida is here, the Shulchan is there.
Yeah, I mean, just you hear it tells you the breakdown.
Roundabout dimensions. You could, get a little bit in your mind.
Yeah. Such as if I met with the ace and may have corrected. I ask and ask for Kika in any and name. Other name, between yes, we have that carry, but that was down which Guyas there the Toyota Kollel when free on yes please it will is it's working here in mind right one very good.
And that angry went home. Oh, that angry went home.
Maybe some showing up on Zamakan. Okay?
Look at that one.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
But you know I was yours.
You're all no, you're wrong. None of you up there.
It's yours. It's your business?
No, the people to come here. But you have a million yet. To have a million yet. They're not asking
To
stuff.
walk on this could be a million, but if somebody coming for the show, you don't tell them why they don't come to the million, and they left. When you came back, well, for sure, you came back.
You said that it's sure I gave you away. The last time I told the Tommy thing.
Yeah, but why you tell them all the time? Leave them alone. Please leave them alone. Thank you.
You're right, 100% right.
Thank you. So I not feel like my brother. Okay, thank you.
Everybody did very well.
Yes, I will. We should buy. There's a operation in
Close.
Okay. It's Adar Bays.
Oh.
So Adar Bays means we have to learn double Torah. We have to have double Simcha.
Amen. Took about
First of all, I just want to remind everyone again about matzahs. We bake matzahs within the Shloshim Yom Koydem Achag. I know they're thicker matzahs than other bakeries. So you pack in kazayas and less. Okay.
That's valuable. Is it like one handbag considered because I actually went home.
We'll talk about it. Let's get closer to Pesach. We'll talk about it. Okay. Someone came a couple of weeks ago, coming to shul Friday night, stressed. His wife lit the candles, Shabbos candles late. And question is, he's supposed to do tshuva. Shulchan brings that a woman that missed out lighting a Shabbos candle should light for the rest of her life one extra candle. And she lit it after Shkia. Oh, so we'll talk about the
light. That means it's got the light.
Oh, so who Shkocha brought this? Shkocha Mamish, Shkocha Lyoina. I read an article about this because I put in an article over here in the Otis of Biyurim about one of the things we spoke about lately, and someone wrote about this Inyan, and that says a lot of times it's shilas about this. So this person asked the shaila, how about a man that needed to light? A person lives in his own apartment, his wife was away. A man that's inclusive to light. Is this only by a woman or also by a man?
And he's lighting every week or a one?
Oh, the wife is
Does that
away.
make a difference?
He went up.
All questions are good. All questions are welcome. What's if he's lighting every week? What's if he's lighting only punkt now because his wife is away? Because it makes a difference. If his wife is away, punkt this week. So what are you going to say? Is to light an extra candle?
And
So
when
now
he
you
lights, if he has to light an extra, because they're Bahula Basar Echad, does she
Right.
don't have to light?
he's going to do the Aveda and she's going to suffer the rest of her life. It's a little funny.
No problem. He,
What
And
kind of
vice versa.
what kind of tshuva is that?
if it was closed, is it in the place
It's
go?
good, 100% good.
And vice versa.
Yes. So that was the question. And the same thing if there's a girl, a single girl, or a woman which is almana or grusha, alman or garush. Okay. Let's read inside. I thought it'd take me a minute or two, but it took me a little more time to get this on paper. But they already got it on paper. Yeah, here, might as well. And we don't charge extra. Okay. The Alter Rebbe writes, look in the second paragraph. Gimel. The minhag is her whole life, she lights 3 candles. In order for this to be for her to remember, that she should be super careful about the kavod of Shabbos. So in this article, in the Oris of Biyudim, just a shkacha because I had an article printed right before this one. Rabbi Yehuda Leib Nachmanson writes like this. The Levush writes, Gemara says, the Mishnah says in the Lamed in Shabbos, that the women are more responsible when they're Shabbos because they are kofsen neder shaloylam, extinguish the light of the world by getting Adam to sin. Pirush Gorma Misel Adam Erish. When Anoshim Kshashokha Pamachs Lahadlik Mandek is called Yemeh Gimel Latakin Ivsosa. To Mematakin this Ivus. The Gooden writes, Melavush needed the Mishamachi Ishokha Tadlik Ner Metama Sheni Latakin Ivsa. She's doing it in order to Mematakin the Ivus that she was Makalkal Adam Arishin. Kaloimer Aprima Godem Adaik Bedivri Alavush, the Mekach Shis Makzin Knas Latama Sheni, Mishum Shkov Saneda Shaloilam. Mashim Shatam that you said the Tamaknas, Alpizanira Lachoira Borush Knaz Shach Dafka Beisha Shakha, Kivin Naknas Lachazakas Tikun Achet Shalchava, Dover Shalachoira and Shach Liish, Mashakov Saneda Shaloilam. So first Kiddush is that this thing is only a shaykhis to women. Why? Because the Lavush writes that the Lavush writes that this is a shaykhis with the tikkun of Chet of Chava. So Chava was a woman, not a man. So this whole thing is not shaykh to a man. Okay. Then he has another chiddush. He continues. Apia al mavur liyil betam aknasa mishashok from results of the tikkun and shakov sanei shalaylam oila chiddush nifla. Vinya Ravka, a woman, a single woman, Shemedlekes Neiris Bakolar of Shabbos, Shrok Pamachas Ladlik. It's going to be a funny thing. The Hinne Belakuta Sichkas Mavor, Shatikan, Shakif Saneri Shaloilam, Shaykh, Tafka Menasua. Zelushoina. The Hinne, the Hein Latam, the Noshim Mozaras Baby Yosef, Neshimitsuis Babais, Vaiskas Betsaris Abais. He's quoting the Rebbe in a footnote in Lakuta Sichkas. This is really funny that he's wanting to give a medayik a din from this. The Rebbe writes, the Rebbe talks over there. The Rebbe talks about the Rebbe had a very big campaign that every Jewish girl should light a Shabbos candle. The Rebbe said that this was a minig atik yoimin that in many kehilas that girls from a very young age lit the Neder Shabbos. Gav Urte, when I was doing research for this shir, so I saw there was in the sefer from the Divrei Torah from Rav Steinman, Zechroinu Lebrachas. He said it's Yedua that in many Choshev and Mishpochas before the war they were medayik that the girl should light Shabbos candles, including in the Chaim Brisker in his house, V'chulu. So he said,
Baal Tanya says that.
the Baal Tanya doesn't say a word about this. So he says he has a shaila in his mind. He leaves it with a tzarechim. What happens if such a girl? What happens? What happens if such a girl would forget? Would she beklal when the Shulchan Aruch says that she has to do tshuva and light an extra candle? If this girl would forget, according to the meaning, would she yes or no? And he leaves it with a tzarechim. Rav Steinman leaves it with a tzarechim. So in the Sikha, the Rebbe has a moededik word. The Rebbe says he has a raya in the Pashta Chumash in the Apostle Mefurish in Torah that a girl has to light the Shabbos candle from the age of 3. The Rebbe says I have a raya Mefurish a posuk in Torah. It's a posuk Mefurish in Torah. What's the posuk? It says Vayiviyeh oil asora imay. What's the pshat? That Rashi says, Gemara says,
was 3 years old.
that she was 3 years old. And what does it mean by imay? That as soon as she came into the tent, she lit the Shabbos candle, and the miracle that was by Sodom came back. What was the miracle? That was near Doluk Me'erev Shabbos, L'erev Shabbos. That miracle came back all of a sudden. The Rebbe is busy over there. The Rebbe says a whole raya that really Avram, Yitzchak, and Rivka at that time was in the same tent. You have to go into the Pshuta Shamikra and you read it well. They were in the same tent. So if they're in the same tent, I mean, for sure for Suda Shabbos, they ate in the same tent. It's not so hard to imagine that they ate in the same tent. Why should they eat in 3 separate tents? Friday night dinner. Well, why wouldn't Reb Avram Avinu, Reb Yitzchak Avinu, and the Rivka Meinu sit together? Probably they had plenty of active between them. It's Chuzgikumen, right? So they said
they weren't specific. They didn't have separate tables.
So they.
But the Malachim day, Torah was not there. She wasn't there. So,
But now in the oil we're talking, not the malachim. No boy b'shalom. So they sat in the same tent. And the Rebbe brings the eyes for this. Then the Rebbe says, well, obviously Avram and Yitzchak lit candles. Not for sure Yitzchak, but Avram for sure lit candles. Kim Avram avinu kol hakol t'chula ad shelo nitna. And then, so why would he not light candles? Why would he not like Avram Avinu has to light candles? There's a 3-year-old girl in the tent. So the Rebbe says 2 things. First of all, she was not married yet. She was Narusa. He only married her after he saw the miracle. So how could her lighting the candles?
She's a katana.
She's eating the meal. What, she should eat the meal with the camels? The Shabbos meal.
Wait, she's a katana. How could her?
Let's finish a sentence. So that's if you're going to say that she was not married. And even you're going to say the shita that she was married, she's a katana. So how could you say that a godel is potter of mitzvahs because he's mechuyev? So how could you say that he not light the candle? Just a month ago, published a sefer from little notes from Rabbi Groner, Olav Sholem. He came here many times. If I bring the Rebbe's secretary, when the Rebbe spoke about it, he wrote a note to the Rebbe. There's a Yavitz. There was a din Torah. There was a couple that got married. And she was, he was already bar mitzvah, but she was under bas mitzvah. And she wants to light the candle. He said that he wants to light the candle. He said the girl is right. So he said this goes against what the Rebbe said in the Sikha. The Rebbe said it's Tadava Tamua, what the Yavitz is saying. But anyway,
The thing is, Avram wasn't married to her, but here in this case, you're talking about a girl with blood bas mitzvah who was married, and she wants to like her husband.
we don't know if she's married. So he said, Monavsha. If she's not married, for sure Avram has to light. And even if she is married, who cares she's married? If a man is married to a ktana, she's married, he's married to a ktana. It's illegal in America, but it's illegal according to Din Torah. The father can marry her off, and she could get married at a young age under bas mitzvah.
Right.
So it's mistaber. There's a shaila. She's 3 years old. So how could Avram not light candles? Just because Aktana is lighting candles will pater him from his thing of lighting candles? So therefore the Rebbe says, and Avram lit the candles. So Avram lit the candles. Yitzchak not so sure, but Avram for sure lit the candles. Sora passed away. And Ifka lit candles. The pasuk says, and Chazal Darshan, Rashi says, that she lit the candle and there was a nest that it lit Erev Shabbos. So the Rebbe says, Monushich, Avram for sure lit the candle. If she was not married, so he lit, she's not. Why would a married woman, when there's a couple, why should the woman light the candle, not the man? Two reasons. One, because she is oiske b'tzarchei bayis, and two, because the tikkun for her husband. She has to be metakim. But if she's not married yet, it's not shaykh. There's these two reasons. So for sure, Avram lit the candle. And even if they aren't married, she's a ketana. So Avram for sure lit the candle. So the Rebbe says, imagine, go think for a minute. The Avram Avinu, the heilige Avram Avinu, the first father of all the Jewish people. He's lighting Shabbos candles. And Yitzchak possibly too. Two of the others. There's Rivka was taket.
Like for the house and Yitzchak to be putter?
As I said, Sorry Chiyun Yitzchak. Possibly Yitzchak. Again, Avram lit the candle. Possibly Yitzchak lit the candle. Avram Avinu is Avim Shekol Yisrael. He was not a little kid right now. He was already Bo Zokin Bo Bayom. He was an old man. So he was probably he was old with tzidkes too. Rivka was taket tzidkonis. She's 3 years old. A girl. She's 3 years old, and she lights candles. How you talking that Avram Avinu, his candles, no miracle happens, and little Rivka, when she lights candles, the miracle happens. Apella, hafla v'afella, this is the Rebbe. So the Rebbe says we see from here the chashivas. Why? Because the mitzvah as a shaykh is to women. So the miracle happened dafke by Rivka, not by Avram Avinu. Avram lit the candles, possibly Yitzchak, but for sure Rivka lit the candles. That's what the pasuk says. So we see a girl before she gets married should still light the candle. Should still light the candle. We see that a girl before she gets married should still light the candle.
What does being married have to do with this?
Huh?
What is being married?
No.
Like, let's say you have a single girl. Let's say you have a single girl living alone.
Yeah.
So I don't understand this whole business. What is being married?
If a single man or woman is living at home, there's no shayla. The mechuyev, the mitzvahs near Shabbos is choy. If a man and woman are married and they're living together, so the shayla is who gets the schus to do the mitzvah, the man or the woman? So the woman.
Okay.
So what happens if there is a woman in a house and she's not married yet, and there's a man, and he's the balabayis? Who should marry? Who should light? Probably the man. It's his mitzvah. So Avram Avinu, before she's married, Avram Avinu probably lit the candle. Why not? If Kim Kollel Kulat Nitna, why shouldn't he light the Shabbos candle?
Since I don't have any daughters, I really can't speak about it from experience. But I would assume that when you have when there's a man in the house who has a daughter, she's going to take care of the house, not him.
And that's first of all, that's a daughter. That's not a new daughter-in-law that just came from.
Not a daughter-in-law. A single man,
right.
A man, let's say a widower,
right, who has a daughter.
He's living together with his daughter,
right?
So I think the daughter usually would be the one who takes care of the house.
It's a good question. A lot the poets can talk about it today. Some say that a lot of people they'll have their daughter light, and a lot of poets can say it's wrong because Mela, a person's wife, which was a sukkahs b'tzarchei bayis and tikkun chava. Okay, but anyway, back to the story of Avram and Sarah. The Rebbe's point was she wasn't married yet, and still she lit a candle. Is a raya from a pasuk and chumash that a girl before she gets this that he's bringing over here. Yeah, he's 3 years old. This that he's bringing over here. There's no shaykhs. There's nothing to no shaykhs to question. Here we're talking about the question that we're having is a girl that's living in her own apartment. So what are you bringing me a shayla with tikkun chava or these two timing is only a question between man and wife who should light. So he's saying the woman gets the schus, not the man. But if she's living in her own apartment, there's no shaykhs. She's mechuyev. She is mechuyev. There's no shaykhs to say pilpulim tikkun chava tzarchei abayis. If she's living in her own apartment, she's mechuyev. So I don't know why he's bringing this thing from Lakut Sichos. It's not negeya. Whatever the Rebbe said in Lakut Sichos is a diuk nifla. But a zero shaykhs to our shayla that we're asking today. 0, 0, 0. So let's talk about our shayla today.
So, Rabbi, so how come the whole world doesn't do that? Only Chabad.
Chabad do what?
Lighting candles.
The
Rebbe said to do it.
I also do it. My children, my daughters did it.
They
did it?
My daughters were 3 years old. They did it.
Yeah. The Rebbe wanted that every Jew should do it. The Rebbe wanted because the Rebbe said that what happened was that it was a minig atik yoimin, and the Rebbe said that what happened was there was anius and dachkus, and people couldn't afford it, and that's why the minig was became less and less and less. The Rebbe had reasons why the Rebbe wanted to be machadash its minig. Obviously, the Rebbe had spiritual reasons why he thought. And but you see, that's what the Rebbe was saying. That here is a little Jewish girl, Tafke Rivke Mena, but she's 3 years old, and Klape the Tzitkas of Avram Avinu. How could you compare? And still, the pasuk Mefurish says that Avram lit candles, Yitzchak possibly lit candles, Rivka lit candles, and the Ness happened Dafka for Rivka. The Rebbe said that we need a lot of nisim now in this generation for the protection of Klal Yisrael, and therefore we should try to influence that every single Jewish girl should light candles without exception from the age of 3. The Rebbe was a very big thing to the Rebbe, and that's what the Rebbe brought up. But I am a foolish from the pasuk. But this guy is bringing an ayah. This has nothing to do over there. The Rebbe said that they were both in the same tent. She's not married yet. He is probably lighting, and she is lighting, and the nest is happening for her and not for him. The Chamoyde de Gazach, you see a girl from the age of 3, even though she's not married, she should light, and in her lighting is more important than Avram Avinu, who's a Zokim Baba Yomim. Unbelievable. That was the Rebbe says, I see, Yanayim Mefurish, a pasuk in Chumash, that a girl from the age of 3 should light, and spiritually her lighting is more valuable than Avram Avinu was a Zokim Baba Yomim. Okay. No, don't bring me any here about a girl that's living in her own apartment. This is Eina Nidin Doim Alaraya. Turn the page. Turn the page here. The Magen Avram writes. The Magen Avram writes. The Magen Avram writes. Im shokcha kama pomim. If a woman forgot several times, these are the words of the Bach. Mahai time and need a lead him nents of like liquid to go to the base asorim. If she had an oinus and she didn't like that she was in jail, she doesn't have to be made. The whole idea is right. Same thing in the hospital. Cost of a matzah shekel. Rotzalaymed mebli divrei abacha ela ladas atam shetzorech loisev neiru bola kapora. Imkin gam benemtza tzorech kapora ktsas. Oya vesaldai tachtam aneira noitzel tashlumim asher shokcha. Imkin hu adim benemtza schenkel tamabach shetizin mekano veilach benemtza in tzorech loisev the balabachi hoises hide ela oines goron lo shloid liko. The matzah shekel writes that the Bach is saying that the reason why she lights the extra candle is to remind her from now on never to make this mistake to forget. But if you would say a different reason, lo and behold, there is someone who says a different reason. You'd say it's la kapora. So Chazal say, you don't get punished for it, but you didn't do it. You didn't do it. So therefore, you should light an extra candle. So the poil, all the poiskin, Mishnah Berurah Dal Terebe paskin like this Magen Avram. So I don't understand how we could paskin halacha and you can't eat your cake and have it too. He's saying that from the lavush, but we don't paskin like the lavush. Basically, there's 2 reasons here, competing reasons in the poiskin why a woman should have to for the rest of her life light an extra candle. Is it because from now on it's going to remind her never to be mezalzel and covet Shabbos, or it's tikkun cheit chava. It's tikkun cheit chava. It's a kapora. It's a kapora, or it's from now on to remind her. It's a kapora for yesterday, or it's for it's for tomorrow to remind her never to have this shikha. There'll be several nafkaminas for this. I go through quickly the nafkaminas. If you say that it's tikkun chava, it's only shayach by a woman, not by a man. If you say that it's to remind from now on, maybe it's shaykh also by a man. The same thing you can ask a shayla by a girl or a boy or a grusha and almana. Now there'd be an opposite to nafkaminas. Like we just said, if she was in jail, what happens if she wasn't in jail, but she was not religious? So probably be the same thing. If she was not religious, she was. It's like in jail. Tinish and ishu ben ha'akum. So probably you would say, it's a vensach. If you say to remind her from now on not to be mezal, she was never mezal. She was in jail. But if you say it's tikkun chava, command David lo yamrinan. Another reason. What happens? A girl learned to base Yaakov. She was a student in Beis Yaakov. She graduated Kumma Sum Laude. That doesn't exist in Beis Yaakov. Okay. She graduated from Beis Yaakov.
Straight A's.
Why you?
Triple Aleph. She had triple Aleph and
That's
triple Aleph from Beis Yaakov. And she graduated. And Rahman al-Islam, she went off the derech. And Bezod and Liebe, few years, few months, or few weeks, she did not light Shabbos candles. Now she's starting to light Shabbos candles. Start off. Huh? Lama sagen she lived alone. Let's make it, let's make the shaila achi, because if she lived in the parents' house, it's less of a shaila. So, and now she comes to her Rav, and she was married. Alle gute Sachen. She was married, and she didn't bezod and lieb. Okay, well, a theoretical question. Never happened. Never will. So, huh?
President Rothman off the derrick?
Yeah, make it up. Okay, so
If he lived, then he'd be okay.
right. If he lived, to the shaila would be less. But so now she comes to Rav and I want to do tshuva and I want to start lighting Shabbos candles again. I heard there's a thing you have to light an extra candle for every week or for every. What do I do now, Rabbi? So I would say the nafkamin is very simple. If you hold it's tikkun chet chava, she has to do a tikkun. Maybe it's hard if she for a few years didn't light. She might not have a house big enough to put so many candles. You have to think about what to do for her. But if you're going to say the word is that before she was Meshoikeach, Mazal Zabakovit Shabbos, the extra candle will remind her. What? There's no shaykhs.
One candle will remind her.
Even a half a candle is not going to help. He did it bezod and liba. This is for shikra. We're saying because she was Meshoikeach, she forgot. She was negligent. So the tshuva is to light an extra candle. It'll give her a pinch. That pinch will remind her forever not to forget. It's a pinch. This girl that went off the derech for a few years and didn't light a candle, pinch minch. I know it sounds like klape laya, but still, what are you going to tell her? She should start lighting an extra candle. Why, Rabbi? What's talking the word to the extra candle? Because you forgot. Rabbi, I didn't forget. Every Friday, it was bezodin. I went like this. I was a dafkanik. So what are you going to tell me? So Taka, if you say the word is for, it's for the word is that it's a kapora, so she needs a double kapora. But if it's for that she shouldn't have shikha, is not shaykh to say this thing. So that would be several nafkaminas. I would say like this. Two short. And first, I thought that it depends. The person has to do tshuva if they're chayiv or not chayiv. There's a machlokes here by the Prima Godom and all the other points. Prima Godom said the woman that usually lights 10 candles. One Shabbos she did 9 candles accidentally. She has to do tshuva. The rest of life she has to light extra candle. Mishnah Berurah says this is a chumre ad b'lidai v'ad b'kates. The Alter Rebbe also, everyone doesn't hold of this Prima Godom. I would say maybe our shaila would come down to this. Prima Godom holds that you're doing tshuva even on a hidur in the Neder Shabbos. So maybe it doesn't matter a man, it doesn't matter a woman, it doesn't matter v'chulu, it doesn't matter a girl in their parents' house. Even in the Prima Godom, you can argue, you'd say, woman that's chayiv, but she's also mahader, you could argue. But the other ones that say that you don't do tshuva for this, so you wouldn't do tshuva if you're not obligated. But I don't think, one second, I don't think this is the word. I just want to finish to the punchline. The punchline is like this, that this really is a very funny din. First of all, where does it come from? So I have to read where this din comes from. The din comes from the Maril. It's very important to understand where a din comes from. The Maril says, Nishal Bas Achois Mari Segel. The Maril had a sister who had a daughter who forgot to light Shabbos candle. And she asked her mommy, could you ask Uncle Maril, could you ask him what I should do? So he said, whatever, how many candles she lights, she puts 1 ounce of oil, from now on to 1.5 ounces of oil. Okay. Furthermore, she should say vidui. If she wants to do an extra fast and noch roll in a mountain of snow,
That's also good.
okay. I have now a pile of 16 giants. First of all, the Hasidei Ashkenaz, you don't want to know how they were strict for every Aveda. It was crazy. The Hasidei Ashkenaz were like off the wall with Segufim and Taniyas. There's a reason, like to us, we don't see what the Chiddush of the Baal Shem Tov. It wasn't that the three peasants in the stable getracht azazach, Mari Segel, the Sefer Charedim, Sefer. I mean, this Taniyas Segufim came from Gedoyle Yisrael. So, first of all, my question is, they had a regiment for tshuva for every single Aveda. It's not fair. I think there's racial profiling going on right here in the Shulchan Aruch. All the Avedas that men do, that there's incredible amount of Seguf Mataniyas, Shulchan Aruch doesn't mention one once. After the woman's, this is mamish racial profile. Telling you this is racial profiling.
Gender profiling.
This is mamish. I was walking on Thursday, not such a good neighborhood, on the other side of it. Kingston Avenue, and I see the Schwarz is banging, and it's a fancy clothing store for Jewish women, but it's expensive. I guess they went a little chutz lamachna, and the Schwarze wants to go in, and the girl I could see she's got pachad in her face, and she says, "No, I'm not opening up for you." She said, "I'm going to report you. This is not what kind of business is this?" And he's starting to take pictures. So I took out my camera and I took a picture of him. Say Gabroigas, he turns around to me, he says, "What are you taking pictures of me?" I said, "Why are you taking pictures of this girl?" So he says, "Because you don't know the situation." I said, "I know, I heard what you were saying." He said, No, you don't know. I was here, I live in the other building, there was a gas leak, I came in the morning. So I said, "Pal, I know. You're thinking there's racial profiling going on." He says, "Yes, you're right." She looked me up and down. I said, "Sir, I want to ask you a question. Do you have any daughters?" He said, "No, I have a son." I said, "I have 9 daughters. This girl was terrified of you. You're a strong man. You're an alpha male. There's nothing to do with the color of the skin. I just want to tell you, it's nothing to do with racial profile." Okay, we became good friends. We shook hands. I said, really, Shabbos? No, I didn't invite him. Racial profiling. Well, I could see this guy's getting worked up. Takazo. He thought that the versteht nicht in sein goyischer Kopf. She's terrified from him. There's nothing to do with the color of his skin. And if he was a white guy with tattoos from head to, she would also be scared to open. It's not to do with the color of her skin. She's selling fancy tichlach. Don't tell me that you came to buy a tichl for your wife, and it's nothing to do with the color of your skin. So here in the Shulchan Aruch, there's gross racial profiling going on over here. For all the Avedis of men, we don't bring the Tikkunei Tshuva, just for a woman. And you know what? If you're already going to bring it, the El Yerabba asked, it doesn't say over here she should add an extra candle. He said, Kol Yemel, she should add a little more oil to all the candles that she lights. It's a misquote, the El Yerabba says. And another kasha I would ask, if you're already quoting it, why are you not bringing the Segufim? Oh, that's really exciting. The Taniyas, Segufim, Viduyim. He said 4 things. You didn't quote, first of all, you quoted 1 out of 4. And the one thing you quoted, you misquoted. You quoted 1 out of 4 things he said. He said extra oil in the candle, Taneyas, Segufim, Viduyim. You quoted 1 out of 4, and that one you misquoted. So bad, that Ramah is so bad? The answer is that the Ramah quotes the Lashon of and he says, Nohagu hanoshim lo hoisif neid echad. And he says, but it doesn't make sense. We light 2 candles for Zachar v'Shamar, and now if you're going to add 3, there's no Zachar v'Shamar. He says, don't worry, it's not the kalkal the kavona. He brings that ayah from that we have. You're supposed to have 7 aliyah Shabbos, like the 7 sarisim in the Megillah, Roi Pnei HaMelech, and the Mishnah says you're allowed to be moisev. Is that ayah? You're not allowed to be gerayah, you're allowed to be moisev. Okay, but oy bazoi, I think that I understand the pshat. The pshat is like this. The Maris Sagal gave a tshuva to his niece. That's not negated to me and you and to any Jew. That you want to learn Sefer Charedim, you want to learn the ways of tshuva from the Achach Me'ashkenaz, there's svarim for that. What's negated that Amos says is, we see Bepoel Mamish in Poizna, in Kruke, in all the other, in Nemirov, in Vilna, in all the other big cities in my times, in other words, that Amos times, that became unganum and a minig by women to add an extra candle. It's not that he misquoted the Mariel, like the El Yerabba blames him. He didn't misquote the Mariel. He just saying the Mariel sold something to his niece. But Lapoil Mamish, the women developed in Ashkenaz such a minig that that's what they did. So it's kiblu alayu to a certain minig. When a person's makabel a certain minig, if you want to stop it, you have to be matar neder. If the whole community took a minig, it's much harder. Ashkenaz is going to say, I want to eat rice this Pesach. Forget it, this whole Mishigas with their, I want to eat rice on Pesach. Okay, it's nish pashit. It's a whole community accept upon it. It's initial isur. So it's a nishkin dova pashit. Maybe over here is less because it's a tikkun tshuva. It's nishkin dova pashit. If the whole community accepted, now the shaila is like this: when there's a suf, if I accept, for example, a kohen that said, "I'm not going to drink wine," made a neder on Shabbos. So Gemara says that Shabbos is allowed to drink wine. Why? Because it's a suffix if Mashiach could come on Shabbos or not. So the misofik, the neder is not chal. But next Shabbos, it's also to drink wine. Why? Because once the neder is chal, the neder stays for him forever, stays on him, and could be Mashiach could come on Shabbos. He's not allowed to drink wine. So I would say the same thing over here. Look, oh, what does that have to do here?
Now, what does Mashiach have to do?
If Mashiach is going to come, he has to serve in the Beis Hamikdash, and
He can't drink.
yeah. So
It's only if he's a Kohen.
So the shaila is a woman accepted in Klal Yisrael a certain thing. So I would say like this: wherever it's clear that she was makabel, she was makabel. If it's not clear, she was makabel. The women were makabel. The men were not makabel. When we say isha, probably means married woman. So they're makabel. They're makabel. A woman who's divorced or an almana. So over there, I would say it's a suffix, but she was already makabel on herself theoretically. Once she gets married, it's killer. She was makabel on herself. If she forgot, she would do tshuva. So from now on, she has to keep it. So I would say this applies to no girl. If you didn't get married yet, man or woman, you have your own apartment. You're mechuyev to light Shabbos candles. You're mechuyev. But this idea of lighting an extra candle is not shaykh to you. It's a minig from Noshim Ashkenaz, and you are not. If you're male, you're not a woman in Ashkenaz, and if you're a girl, you're still not a woman in Ashkenaz.
Rabbi, two
1 second. At the end, if she never got divorced or she's not wanna, it's a suffix, but it could be tzkibulai, she would have to tshuva. Yeah,
according to the Pri Megadim.
Yeah.
Right.
and you have to light even for 10.
Right. So now I prepare for my wife 12 candle every. Now I forgot I made only 11. She has to light every week.
According to Prima Godim, yeah. Elamai, we don't pass them.
It's my fault, not their fault.
Okay, but she should have said so. She should have said something.
No, but Baruch Hashem, no, it's never happened.
I understand. I'm asking.
Second thing, every husband has to prepare the candle for the wife and to light it. Make sure it's.
No.
I do it Baruch Hashem all the time. If the husband will prepare the candle and the wife sees wherever the candle there, no problem.
Yeah, no, it's
So,
still.
according
It's
to
from the
Ashkenazim-
Prima Godim, it sounds like Lechumra. We don't pass like the Prima
No,
Godim.
but Ashkenazim has the husband has to prepare the candle.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You were saying that the Ashkenaz from so long ago, if you forgot you light an extra candle, has started to pick out that minhag at this point?
It seems that the yes, I don't know why, because the Sardi Shalos Chuvas talk about it as if like there's a famous I saw in the Yalkut Yosef he brings that a woman that didn't light. He says Bisman that's not shaykh because anyway there's electric light in the room. So this whole thing is not shaykh Bisman because there's electric light. The Shevet Alevi says I don't understand. She didn't do the mitzvah. How could you say that Bisman there's light? Who cares about electric light? The truth, Shevet Alevi is right. We learned the Toysus that Abenu Tam says that there were those Balai Toysus said there's no bracha for lighting Shabbos candle. So he said it's not true. It says if you had a candle burning in the house and it's now it's Erev Shabbos, so from Plaga Mincha Yechuyev to turn the lights off and turn it back on L'Kavet Shabbos. So for sure there's a bracha for it. So the Shevet Halevi says it doesn't help today that there's electricity, but there is a middle shitta. The middle shitta is a middle shitta. There is from Rav Hoffman in the Malamed Lahoyel. The Malamed Lahoyel says there was a shayla. Someone asked him like this, that in their house in Berlin, the husband every Friday used to light 4 gas lamps, and the wife used to light 2 candles. And one Friday she forgot to light the candles, but he did the 4 gas lamps. So he says like this. According to Prima Godim, there's a problem, even though they did, because every Shabbos they do a sum total of 6, and now they only did 4. He says, but the Mishnah Berurah Paskin is not like the Prima God. But he says over here, she B'chlal didn't do her mitzvah. She didn't make a bracha. She didn't do a mitzvah. She did nothing. So therefore, he says like this. He says, B'chlal, it's very schwer to say that you'd have to put an extra candle, but that's going to be mekalkel the whole Shabbos table forever. This is only the Malam, only a Rav in Germany in 1928 or 31 could write such a thing. I don't know if the Rebbe Akiva Eiger would think of such a thing. He says, no, he says, you're going to tell a woman to light? He says, how could you do such a thing? Venira idea sofas neid echo die ktsas irbuv beshulchen gon shesh beis permuto is shal kesef shovim vim yosif oit pamut echet sheine shal kesef o sheine mechuvim min ashnaim ye einay noah leyoif hider ashulchen ayeki. You have my wife has 2 candles we bought, they're this size and they match. For the rest of my life, you're telling me I'm going to have to put an extra candle? Forever, my Shabbos table is going to be an ugly Shabbos table. This is terrible. It couldn't be something worse in the world. Rabbi Akiva Eiger would think of such a svara. The Malamed, the David Tzvi Hoffman. So he writes. He says, therefore, he says, you know what? I'd say maybe to be makel for her that she should give tzedakah for an extra candle, or to the Chalabicha. There was an organization in Berlin, the Chalabicha, to help for people that don't have for Shabbos, the Chalabicha, and that's what he says. So I would say, based on the thought of the Malamed Lahoyel, I would say like this. It could be a person could be a little more makel. The Malamed Lahoyel was machmer because he was choishish for the Prima Godim. Well, Lapoel, we're not choishish for the Prima Godim. I could say like this. I want to say like this. There is a lot of houses today, you see, they have spotlights, yeah? And a lot of houses in the dining room, there is a chandelier. A lot of houses today that way. The dining room has a chandelier or some special fixture. The regilus in a lot of Jewish homes is, why do you have to burn electricity for no reason? The chandelier, you put on L'Kovit Shabbos. Who puts it on? Someone puts it on, and usually it's programmed, sometimes or not always, but some people want to save, so they have a program. You put it on before Shabbos, and it's programmed to go off at midnight.
It goes off midnight,
right?
8 o'clock Friday night.
So I would say like this: if the woman lit that chandelier before Shabbos, whatever, within an hour before Shabbos, someone lights the chandelier. If the woman lit the chandelier, so she really did the mitzvah of lighting Shabbos candles, she didn't make a bracha, but she did the mitzvah without the bracha. Taka, there's those that say that electric light is not good for Shabbos, but most poskim today think it is good. Even those that say it's bad, is they say, listen, you don't know if the electricity will keep on running. But Lapoil, after Shabbos, we know the electricity was running. So to do tshuva, because she lit the chandelier L'Kovit Shabbos, so she didn't make the bracha. She did the mitzvah without the bracha. Even if the husband lit, or her son or her daughter lit it, Lapoil, they lit Shabbos candles, and they were yoitza the mitzvah. So she didn't do it. Okay, so maybe she should do tshuva, but in a smaller way, similar to the Malamed Lahoyel. Maybe she should give an extra nickel to tzedakah from now on when she lights the Shabbos candle, but not to be machmer so much. Even today, we're not in Berlin, and we're not such yekes that an extra candle is going to ruin the whole Shabbos table. But the truth is, today there's a woman, what they call FOMO. I learn words from my children. FOMO.
Missing out.
Yes. So
fear of missing out.
Yeah.
It's not Yiddish.
Yes, it's not Yiddish. Yeah. So, but it became a mila nedefes for a fear. So women have a thing. The worst thing in the world is that she's going to have to light an extra candle the whole while. I think even this truth is boomeranging, and sometimes the women, it's shkia. So don't light, but they're scared they're going to have to light for the rest of their life. So it's a little bit of a boomerang here on this. So I would say that definitely it could be makel. So for women, if the electric light was lit, if there was a chandelier that was lit L'Kovit Shabbos, definitely could be makel. They shall help them. And the schus of the Shabbos candle soll sein an Lichtigkeit in der ganzen Welt, wie es Mashiach zu kennen.
Amen.
And a good Methodish.
Not just a good photo, it's a great photo.
Great
The
Kodesh.
happiest month of the year.
Yes.
That's going to fatal in the year, but
That's right. Very, watching you say much of it. I would say, for all the months, by the end, you say Kapar Squash, that was
Right.
So I'm the problem. What do you mean?
What do you mean? What does it say about?
It says in the synagogue, I'm the father. What does that mean? Is that you say?
Oh, because they meant that in the Hebrew you say the extra word. I have
The
to see it
second
inside.
Adar?
Yeah, because there's a one lashon.
Yeah.
לא, סליחה, מה סליחה?
הכל בסדר.